C. It's all good. Four hours roughly. Yeah. I could probably do that. That's possible. I mean, we don't have to spend super long on this. I mean, we can always cut it short. Switch to in all the controversy that's surrounding this thing. It's all good. You don't have to. It's all good. Yeah. Anything you want to say. Like, if you want to say their price sucks, like, go by all means. Uh-huh.
All right, hold on.
What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the Skill Tree Podcast, episode 10. I am here with the MC Adventurer. What's going on?
It is me, the MC Adventurer.
I'm
doing all right. How are you tonight?
I'm all right, man.
Are you doing all right tonight, the PlayCJ?
The PlayCJ is doing wonderful. Can't complain.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Glad to hear.
So, lots of I guess you could say controversy, a $10 controversy. You could say coming through this past week with the Switch 2. So, you want to talk about it? What's your thoughts on the whole Switch 2 pricing fiasco that's been going on?
I've got quite a few thoughts. I'm not like furious at any of this, really. I'm just like, well, they're really screwing some things up here. That's what I'm gonna say. But, yeah, the Micmac. I'm sorry, just looking at Melody's comment there.
Oh, yeah.
The MC Mac.
Yeah, I see the MC Mac.
I mean, I have been eating the Minecraft meal recently from McDonald's.
Yeah. How was that?
It's just the Big Mac meal, but you get an extra collectible Minecraft toy.
So interesting.
So there's that.
Okay.
But yeah.
So
in regards to controversy, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. Like, there are some things that are kind of on my mind, but at the same time, I'm not like mad at anything because I'm like, whatever. Because I'm still gonna get the console. Because I honestly think 500 is a fair price.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, 450 for the console alone. So, given that it's as strong as it's as strong as a PS4. So, like when Melody and I were talking earlier, like I was saying, I was wondering if Honkai Star Rail was available on the PS4, because she was saying like she wants it on the Switch 2, and I thought, well, maybe like if the PS4 can handle Star Rail, then the Switch 2 can most likely handle it now too.
Yeah, I 100% think it can. I really do think they're going to push a lot of those freemium games over there, and it's going to be a great place to play it. So.
Yeah, I just think I can't. I'm having a hard time. Also, by the way, like you're talking about, like people are complaining about the prices for the video games themselves, like really throwing a fit about them. Their biggest issue is that they're afraid that Nintendo is setting a new standard for game prices.
Yeah,
because there are rumors that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be $100 to $120.
I wouldn't doubt it. I
And
would
like
doubt it.
and like that rumor is now getting like is now seeming more likely considering Nintendo is charging 80 for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah.
I think it was a little premature to like show the price for Mario Kart before their direct because I didn't know they were gonna have a direct until the last direct. The
Yeah. Oh,
17th. So
yeah.
like I felt like that was a bad move by them. They shouldn't have come out with the price on a presser. They should at
Yeah.
least give all the value propositions on the direct and then come out with a price.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like whatever happened, whatever they show on the price on the direct on the 17th, like people are gonna have in the back of their mind it's $80. They're just gonna
Yeah.
be upset with it.
I
Yeah.
would have liked to know the price of everything during that direct instead of having to go look for it.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up that they did that.
Yeah, because I want to know. I wanted to know how much, like the fact that people are still trying to find out everything, like to this day, over 2 weeks now. I think. Oh, was it a week or two? I think it was a week actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week. Like it's been a little over. Like people just recently figured out like there was a bit of a currency exchange rate issue that made people believe like the physical edition of Mario Kart World was going to be $90, but it's like the Spanish price, like in Spain, like their money out there, like basically the currency exchanges to about $90. I would assume that's probably because of their inflation rate out there is why it's more expensive there,
right?
Than it is here. So like that's probably so maybe it is like $90 physical in Spain, but not here in the U.S.
The thing is, like I mean, that same day they released the landing pages for some of the games, and like Best Buy, I believe, had it for like $80, and
yeah,
I mean that kind of contradicted that $90 thing. That's why, like, when I heard it was 90, I was like, what are they talking about? Like Best Buy literally has it for $80. So
yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? And a lot of people, a lot of like big people like ran with it and kept saying it's like $90. Even like big news outlets kept saying like on their podcast it's $90 and they have to correct them. So I'm not gonna name names, but it's like kind of ridiculous that it's still persisting.
That took a few days to correct too. So now I've had to go around and tell people like, okay, so there was an error in how it was like Nintendo didn't even address it. Like somebody else figured it out, I believe. So it's like Nintendo is just being completely silent in a lot of this stuff. So like, Nintendo really needs to kind of own up to some of this, like saying, "Hey, yeah, we kind of botched how we went through with this." Like the prices and everything aside, they really didn't explain a lot very well. They showcased, they didn't explain. So like I assumed that new Nintendo Switch 2 game, like that shows off the Nintendo Switch 2, like so you can learn your console. I assumed like, oh cool, a game that comes with the console. No, it's $10.
Everyone assumed that.
Like, and that will probably be one of their worst performing games because not very many people are going to want to buy that game.
I'm not buying it for $10. I can tell you that much.
Oh heck no, I'm not getting it. I would play it if it came with my console.
I'll find someone who's live streaming it or VOD on demoing it, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna be.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah, that's like given like even PlayStation and Xbox, as crappy as they are with stuff like this, they put out stuff for their consoles as well to demo their consoles. So it's Nintendo. What gives?
Yeah, they need to be upfront with the price. They should have had better communication in the direct. There's no reason why they couldn't have had it. If they're going to put it in a presser, they could have put it in the direct.
I think they knew that people were not going to like the prices. I really think they did that. Think about the reception. The reception for the direct was extremely positive. I think they felt that if the prices were put in the direct, that would have a negative impact on the direct.
The thing is, though, like it's just really like two prices and maybe a third one that people are complaining about. It's the bundled, potentially should have been bundled game, the Welcome Tour, and then also Mario Kart being $80. And then maybe you can argue like Breath of the Wild to the degree, but that game doesn't go on sale very rarely. So like,
No.
I can understand it being what the price it is, $70, but it doesn't come with the DLC, which the original doesn't come with the DLC either. You have to pay $20 extras.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Lately, I have been seeing Breath of the Wild cheaper in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like $40 for the Switch One version.
Okay.
But yeah, it's that's the only one I've seen go down in price, which is kind of interesting considering it's the fourth highest selling Switch of all time.
I think there was a website that was or some website was tracking, and they said that the lowest it's ever been was like $20. I just can't remember if that was a Black Friday deal, but it does go on sale like just rarely, you know, like compared to other games on the market.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really hope Nintendo will like lower the prices for their Switch games now that the Switch 2 is coming out. Because like they're now there is no excuse.
Yeah, easily.
Now there's no excuse. It is a console that is going out now. And like the stores are going to be suffering with this backstock, with all this backstock of games. It's like your warehouses, you need to empty them out so you can shift focus over to the Switch 2 eventually. Like they said they're going to keep the Switch 1 going for a little while longer. But like now you've kind of reached the point where you really have to start lowering your prices. Yeah. Because like people are going to start shifting away from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 now. Like you yourselves are going to start switching over to it. Like you're not going to be producing very many Switch 1 games. They're all going to be Switch 2.
Yep.
So like I'm really hoping that I'm holding off. I want to get some Switch 1 games and play them on my Switch 2. I don't care if they're upgraded. I just want to get the Switch. I've been looking into getting Mario Odyssey. Yeah. And I'd like that game to be a little bit lower priced before I get it. Right. Because I think right now it's $50. Let me see. Which is not terrible. Which is not too terrible, but I would just like to see if I could get it a little bit lower. Right. So, however, and I have made up my mind too. I'm not getting any more games with the Switch 2 for the time being. I'm gonna see what happens to see if Nintendo takes a hit on their sales. Buying cheap. As far as I know, like, yeah, they've sold out of pre-orders in the UK for the Switch 2. So like as soon as I submitted the ticket to try to get an option, like a way to get the console through like Nintendo's website. Yeah, same. Because I have all the requirements that I was able to do that. So and then I'll get 72 hours to purchase it once they send me a thing. So in which case then I'll just run to the bank, deposit all the money I've got for it, and then just pick it up from there. Why don't you have your cash in the bank already? Like you keeping on hand? I have a couple reasons why. I don't want it. I was kind of worried about some stuff a while ago, but I'm not too worried about it now. I'm probably going to put it all in the bank here. Yeah. Maybe really soon, just so I have it ready, I guess. But right. But like that was like I had some reasons. Okay. I can probably go. It's some of it's political, so I don't want to get into that here on your podcast. Fair enough. Yeah. But not like partisan. Just like I don't want to get into the politics aspect of it. So got it. But yeah. Yeah, I kind of was just holding on to it on hand, but now I may go take it back. But okay. Where was I going? No. Well, what are your thoughts though? Like you've heard a bunch of my thoughts. What are yours? I thought the messaging was pretty bad. They should have come out and said the price up front, but they didn't, and that led to a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of rumors and stuff. So the rumor mill to like, go out of control to the point where people are spreading misinformation a lot.
and that kind of hurt it a little bit. There's some people that still think it's $90 game, and there's some people who still think like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild are like digital key cards on the Switch 2 edition, which they're not. They're all on the cartridge.
I think I heard there are key cards available. But I've not been able to confirm. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like three different options.
Well, Nintendo games are not going to have a digital like thing. The third parties, that's up to the third parties whether they want to do it or not.
Okay, yeah. Because that is a thing right now. Like Mario and Rabbids, Mario and Rabbids game that came out a few years ago. That's not on physical, but you can pick up the box in the store and it has code in it that unlocks the game. So not a cartridge, like it's just the cartridge box, but it has a code inside of it.
Thing is, like we've gotten to a point where what does physical even mean? Like physical now, you can ask for physical, but they can just change the game like what they did with Overwatch. You have a physical version of Overwatch 1. They changed the game to Overwatch 2. There's no Overwatch 1 anymore for your physical copy. You can't play the game anymore. That's an online thing, but honestly, like how many like single player games where you're giving the game and you still have to download a digital like patch for it to make the game complete.
I know.
It's like, what do you really own now?
I was thinking that back all the way back in 2021 when I got Red Dead Redemption 2 for my Xbox.
Yeah.
And I put it in the Xbox, the disc.
Yeah.
And suddenly it says start downloading 80 gigabyte file. And I'm like, well, why the heck do I have this disc then?
Same for Skyrim. That was back in 2011. Same thing I went through. I'm like, why is it like this? Like this is why I gravitated. Like, okay, if that's the case, then instead of me popping in a disc all the time I want to play, like it's just on my Steam account. I just go and grab it whenever I feel like. So
you could totally fit. Like you could totally Grand Theft Auto, I think was like what, a 200 gigabyte game on the Xbox, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
It's a massive. You could fit that on a Switch card. Now the question is getting it to run on a Switch. But you could absolutely put that on a Switch card. You know why? Because there are 1 terabyte SD cards, micro SD cards even.
The Express.
Like with storage. Yes, storage has gotten better. Like digital storage, you're able to store a lot on a small thing now.
Yeah.
So it's like what you could totally store this stuff on the cartridge. Why are you making a cartridge and then you have to download the whole software? Like, or a disc. I mean, sorry, like a disc. Like the disc. There are discs that hold quite a bit of storage as well. So I don't know. I don't understand what is going through these executive heads.
Always cost.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind paying a little extra for a physical copy because I know it costs money to make stuff like that. But it's like you charge the same for a digital and a physical.
That's where it doesn't make any sense,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like you can charge for the digital copy. You can charge cheaper. But like I wouldn't mind paying like $10 to $15 more for a physical.
See, that brings up an interesting point because like why when you bundle it it's $50, but then digitally it's $80. Shouldn't it be technically $50? You know what I mean?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I've even talked. I know some people who sell products, and they can't even explain. They can't even explain like why they're going about it this way.
I don't know. Not sure.
It's pure stupidity at this point.
Well, the thing is, why they're probably not going to put it on a terabyte, like a micro SD Express right now. 1 terabyte is $200.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. This is why they're doing the game key card because.
But how much does it cost to make that card? Is the thing.
I don't know, but they're retailing at a $200, so that just tells me like it's significant, price increase.
Oh, let me see here. How much? Let me look it up. How much does it cost to produce a 1 TB micro SD card?
You gotta say Express.
Okay, yeah, Express.
Yeah.
1 terabyte Express micro or micro Express?
Micro SD Express card.
Okay. No, I don't want to know how much it costs to build a factory. This AI thing. I hate it.
Yeah, no, it's not very accurate when you need to. But regardless of it, they're retailing it like just say maybe it costs 50% more. I don't know. But if they're selling for 200, this is kind of the reason why the game key cards exist, because the prices hasn't come down enough to justify these high, capacity cards. So that's kind of the reason why they're giving the third party developers that option, which is great. But what I also like is that they're giving more transparency on the game key cards. You know from the cover what it is going to be. You know if it's going to be a game key card versus a full card, which is great because I don't think they do that enough in games, in the game market. There's a lot of companies that they'll sell a physical game and they don't tell you have to download 10 gigabytes or 30 gigabytes or whatever have you to like get the game up and running. So that's a big plus to kind of give a little bit more transparency to the consumer. I like that.
Yeah.
But I mean that's the reality of it. You can bitch about game key cards, but at the same time, some of these games are what, 200 gigabytes, 150 gigabytes. That's gonna cost some money, like you try to fit that on a 1 terabyte. You're gonna need to buy a 1 terabyte card for some of these games, and as you see, the 1 terabyte Express card, which this console is gonna use, is $200. You know what I mean? So you gotta, it's gotta give somewhere, So like,
as much as I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom or Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm not spending $200 to play it.
Right. And then you're gonna you're gonna have to make some concessions like what Cyberpunk is doing. Cyberpunk has to cut it down. I mean, it's amazing what they were able to accomplish. I mean, kudos to CD Projekt Red for doing that. But
I'm just Cyberpunk. I was thinking about that game recently. Like I was kind of like, okay, so what's this game all about when it first came out? And I'm like, oh, this game looks like garbage. I'm not playing that.
It was rough.
And now I'm just like, it was so bad that I've lost any interest in playing it. So like, I hear it's good, but it's just like, what it was. Oof.
I know, but it's come a long way. I've actually recently just watched some gameplay of like some of the updates, like some of the boss fights, how they're different from the first version. They've done a lot of stuff. It's actually a much better game. But the first impression is like, you're still on the first impression, right? Like that's why it's so lasting, like you have to make a good impression in the beginning. Otherwise you're just going to have that in the back of your mind the whole time. That's how I am with like No Man's Sky. I bought No Man's Sky very early, and then I always have in the back of my mind it's the same crappy experience I had. But they've come a long way with that game as well.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about No Man's Sky having a disastrous launch.
Terrible.
Now like a phenomenal game. Yeah. Okay, so I did find something about how much it costs to make a micro SD card, and this may explain. Apparently, they're saying it's likely a trade secret about how much it costs to make them.
Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Yep. Great. So, because like I always wonder like how much does it truly cost to make this stuff, and how much are they upcharging us to buy this stuff?
Well, speaking about price, for like the hardware, they just came out with an interview on Bloomberg, and they talked about like how much they estimate how much Nintendo's spending on the console itself. For the product, which that includes the dock and everything. They're saying like it's roughly around $400 to make. So if they were to come out, if they were to sell it at $450, they're just making $50, assuming that was pre-tariff stuff. So now with the 10% on there, they're gonna have to eat some of that cost or pass it on to the consumer. They could eat the cost and be a hero here, but I don't know if they're going to do that. We don't know until the pre-orders go live what's the final cost going to be. So I can only speculate, but I won't know until they come out with the physical price now, the updated price, if they're going to update it at all. So.
Yeah, I mean, like it seems to me like they're sticking with it. I did see, by the way, a website updated and said they're going to start sending emails out on May 8th.
Okay.
So, and one thing I do know is that as of right now, the tariff rate on Japan and Vietnam, like it's the same worldwide except for China.
Mm-hmm.
The tariff rate is a flat 10% on all goods.
Okay.
As right now, while new trade deals are worked out.
Okay.
So like Japan and Vietnam, like Vietnam, I mentioned because that's where all the consoles are assembled.
Yeah.
Like they're all built in Vietnam and then they're shipped out of there. So like
I don't know if all of them. I know they have like various plants throughout a lot of Asia, so a good majority is there. But I don't think there's always different plants everywhere else. Apple has like plants everywhere. Nintendo, I'm sure, have like plants in China as well.
Nintendo should build a plant here in the U.S. and they can bypass those tariffs. That and it'll be cheaper for them in the long run too. They don't have to ship all those out.
This is the problem with the tariffs. This is the big problem because you act like it. A lot of people think it's like you can just like build like a massive manufacturing plant or like in the United States. It's going to take some time. It'll take maybe 3-4 years.
Well, yeah.
On top of that, why do that when potentially the next administration comes in and maybe not even do tariffs or uphold the tariffs?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Happens.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a lot of it's a lot of what ifs, and a lot of people don't operate business like that on what ifs. So they need to know right now what they're going to be doing. And perfect example, if they were to put 10% of the manufacturing of Apple over here, it costs billions of dollars just to do it. 10% of their manufacturing, because a lot of it's leveraged over in Asia. So that's not feasible. Like 10% back in the United States in 3 or 4 years, when you're going to have an administration that's probably not going to even be here, or maybe they just completely cave and not do the tariffs at all. You know what I mean? So
we'll have to see because I'm seeing the early signs of a complete and total restructure in how global trade is done. That's what I'm seeing. Like we're kind of in the early stages of that. Just have to see see what happens exactly.
Right.
I'm just kind of sitting back and watching it, but
right.
But like, yeah, it's like that's assuming like we're gonna still be kind of in a similar state we are in right now in a few years. Like, no, I think we're moving towards something totally different. But
yeah.
But we'll just have to see. But anyway, video games.
Yeah, I know. But it as much as it's
fascinating things going on right now.
Yeah, it's just a bad timing for them when they announced that they were doing the Switch 2. The same day he was going to put in the tariffs. I'm like, this probably won't end well.
I thought that thing too, and I'm like, this is unfortunate.
And then lo and behold. So I mean, I don't know what they're going to do in 90 days with the postponement. We'll find out. I can't speculate until we find out. Until like it goes.
I mean, to be fair, what did they expect?
Like
seriously, what did they expect? Like they're saying like their price, the tariffs haven't been factored in. It's like he's been talking about putting these tariffs in since last year before the election.
Well, the problem was that they didn't think he was going to put it that high. I think there was some error on the math that they used for addressing the percentage that it was going up, and it went up like significant that not even the companies like could have predicted that it was going to be raised to that amount. So they're postponing it now. I guess they're going to look back at it. I mean, the 10% is still on. He's still tariffing the hell out of China. That's still there.
Oh yeah.
So
well, because they basically declared war on us.
Yeah. Well,
it's the Communist Party out there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of manufacturing over there. They have a lot of leverage still, so they're not an easy one to negotiate with, like the other, less well-off countries.
They're extremely corrupt and aggressive.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They have been. I mean, they're thefts of IP. They'll take your idea, and then it's a nightmare to try and sue them. That's number one. That needs to be addressed for sure.
There's even a coup going on in South Korea right now that China is involved in. So it's like they're nasty. Like they're It's a long story, but yeah, it's
It,
like they're very, very aggressive out there.
it's hard to sue them, but that just shows you how like powerful Michael Jordan was, because when they tried to knock off his Air Jordans and stuff, he did actually sue them and won.
Oh, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so you can look that up. That was
Well,
like
they don't
that's
even
how
make
big
good
he is, man.
they don't even make good knockoffs. Like
No,
I
no,
just see
typically not.
when you mention
Yeah.
them trying to knock off his Jordans, I look at those terrible designs where he's got both arms up above his head and he's got one leg up and one leg down. I don't know. It just looks weird. It looks nothing like the logo at all.
Yeah,
They don't even try.
yeah. Like I don't even remember the fidget spinner, right? Like the guy who invented it couldn't even like profit off of it, because by time like he was able to sell, people would basically rip off his basically what they'll do, they'll go and find like what new products are on like Kickstarter, and then they'll go overseas to like China and those manufacturing plants and basically rip it off, to the point where every other like a manufacturing company was doing fidget spinners back then, and the poor guy couldn't even get his out the ground because it was so saturated by the time he was ready to go.
I remember seeing like an inside edition report on it where the poor guy was just so devastated because he created a hit. He created the next Slinky, and he just completely got saturated right then and there.
Yeah, but at the same time though, there is issues with our manufacturing. This is why a lot of companies have gone overseas. My brother, he actually does live and breed this stuff because he does manufacture stuff and he has his own product. And we've tried for 2 years, or he's tried for like over 2 years trying to get it manufactured in America, and it was significantly more money to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The method, manufacturing in this country has just been like the policies over the past several decades have just been horrendous on manufacturing.
Right. And it's like,
and it's no wonder that so many companies just up and left and just moved to places like China and all that. So,
and each time you're like basically each election, both sides don't address this really. They don't really say much of anything. You know, like they have plans. I mean, you have the tariff thing, but at the same time, you gotta like make it like easier for companies to come back and do business here, because this is why they're going overseas. It's ridiculous how much it costs. Like try to get like a product like built in America. It's significant. Like there's certain things that do well here, like very high specific things like medical supplies and stuff like that, medical equipment. Very like intricate stuff needs to be built here because you need a level of precision for those things.
And you can get a lot of funding for stuff like that too.
It's not so much funding. You need like high skilled workers, very good calibrated stuff to build these machines, because they need to be accurate. They cannot like be messed up, you know. So that's the issue. There's if you do like certain products do very well here, but anything like electronic device, something like that, it's hard to beat the labor over there in Asia. They don't basically. I mean, they don't really like put a big value on the worker over there. There's a lot of like, you know, worker violation. This is why it's able to be so low. There's not a lot of application for
the government out there considers their own people expendable.
Right. I mean, I've seen like go ahead.
They just pay them. They don't even pay them peanuts.
Yeah.
It's so bad out there.
Trust me.
But they're able to make them do a lot for very, very little.
Yeah, there's like I've seen some of the factories there. They have even like nets like to prevent people from like, you know, basically, so you know what I mean? I don't want to say the word, but
I know I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, but
I know, Melody. I know.
I know.
Yeah.
It sucks, man, but they need to do better to like court some of these companies to come back. I mean, just putting tariffs on it. Even with the tariffs, like it's still going to be cheaper to go with Asia. I hate to say it, you know, that's just the reality of it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll just have to see exactly what happens. Yeah. I don't think we're seeing absolutely everything either. So, but anyway, like,
That's why I think that the price of the Switch, despite all that's going on right now, I mean $400, and then they're charging just $450. That should be really conversation we're having. And then also with the Joy-Cons, I didn't know the Joy-Cons can evolve to what it is right now. Like that blows my mind as a PC gamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
what did people call that out before, like the very first reveal for the Switch 2?
Yeah, when it was looking like a mouse, you had like the lanyards like going behind it, like a mice tail and stuff like that. So
that's true. I want to see that thing up close.
Mm-hmm.
I really am excited. I probably won't use the mouse function too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the best with a mouse. Like I said, I'm a console guy, so
yeah, for sure.
Handheld, so I mean, I can play with a mouse, but like I have better precision with a controller than a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I do want to see that up close.
See, now if they had the welcome tour as like an aim trainer like they have on Steam, but you have leaderboards and stuff like that for like using the mice and stuff like that, I think it would have been justified at $10, but they don't have that based off what I saw in the Treehouse. So that's an issue.
Basically just a welcome tutorial for your Switch that you have to pay for.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
I can figure it out on my own for free.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
joy. How I figured out my Switch.
Yeah.
Like I just like instructions, who needs these? And I just hopped right in and just started messing around with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I'm an American, don't need instructions.
I mean, we have YouTube and stuff nowadays. Like, you don't really need instructions anymore.
That's the kind of game you can just watch somebody play. Yeah. Like it's basically a walkthrough of your Switch 2. Somebody will stream that, boom, you know everything you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, when faced with like problems like with price like this, like as a consumer, like I try not to harp on it too much. I try to like look for the best possible like way to around the situation. So like when you look at it, like it's $450 for the console, right? Okay, might be a lot for some people, but when you think about it, it's a lot less than you think it is. It's $450, right? The dock is what? 109, right? So 110. Knocks that down, and then $30 for the AC adapter. Chances are you probably have an AC adapter lying around that can charge this thing from Apple or somewhere else, you know, because it's a universal plug. You say?
I actually should bring that up real quick. It's like you had to use the specific Nintendo provided AC adapter for the Switch 1. It's looking like this one for the Switch 2, you can use any old adapter now.
Well, the Switch 1, yeah, they recommend you use it, but Anker makes some stuff like that can charge the Switch no problem, as long as it matches the wattage, the amperage or whatever. You should be fine. So I don't see why you can't do it with a USB-C from any other peripheral that matches the specs on the original.
Yeah, it seems pretty fair.
Yeah, so I mean, so what I'm saying is like, if you were to like, okay, let's say you're a handheld only person. Like, say Melody is always handheld only. She doesn't really use the dock as much, but you want to keep costs down. Maybe sell the dock that comes with the Switch 2. You know, or assuming you're a handheld only player, and then maybe sell the AC adapter. That brings the price down to $310. I mean, that's $310 for a console that's better than, I think, a Steam Deck. It is better than the Steam Deck. It's better than the ROG Ally in terms of price. What's the ROG Ally? Yeah, the 400 for that. Ally is like 800, right?
Oh man,
you're getting basically a better screen for $310. You know, that's incredible. You know, price point when you think about it. So.
And you could actually, like, they make like small docks that you actually just plug into the bottom of your Switch.
Correct.
Like when you plug into your TV and everything, so you don't even really need the provided dock that you slide in.
Exactly.
You could sell that for, like, how much do you say the dock was?
$110.
Oh geez.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, $110. You sell that one.
Yeah.
You then buy that. You buy that dock that you just plug into your Switch.
Correct.
For, I think it's like $30. Then you're just down to $80. Like, you basically gain $80 from that dock.
Exactly.
So yeah. $80 off $450. You're down to $370.
And then let's say you get the bundle, and if you got like they have credit, like depends on your credit history. Like if you get a credit card, a lot of credit cards company basically will pay for 40% of the cost of the console essentially.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I did. I got a credit card, like it's coming in the mail soon, and I'm getting like $200 back if I spend $500 in 3 months. Which I'm gonna do it in one shot with this console, so that brings the cost down like $200, like right off the bat.
And while you're doing that, you should pick up Super Mario Party and then to see
that did cross my mind. So like I'm saying, okay, I'm saving that kind of money, then maybe I could go after like an older Switch title that can be played on this new console. See?
Yes, do it.
So
do it.
So this is how you get more for your money. You like don't bitch and moan about the price. Find ways around it that you can like save.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not really I haven't really been complaining
no.
much.
I'm not saying you are, but a lot of other people. Yeah.
I'm saying like I'm just saying I agree with you. I have been trying to figure out ways to go around. Like one thing I've decided, like I'm not really too hot about many of the games coming out yet. Like, I'm not desperate to play any of them right now. So I'm like, I'm just going to get the console for now. See what happens, like to see if the price for the games goes down potentially. I don't think that it's going to happen, but who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. But like if enough, like so I've seen so many comments saying they're not buying the Switch 2 and the games, so I feel like Nintendo may take a little bit of a hit at launch here, so we'll just see if they cave and lower some prices. But like the console price, totally think it's fair. And like I do look for ways to save some money too. Like I do have a credit card, but it is not working very well for some reason right now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, what happened? It's not going through when you make transactions, or
yeah, it's not. I tried this iPad that I have right now. I tried using it to purchase it, and because what I do with a credit card is I try very, very hard not to spend money that I don't have.
Yeah, that's the number one rule for sure. Yeah.
So I will. So like very, very, very rarely, unless I really need it, and only when it's a little bit of money, will I spend money I don't have, and then just pay it off later. So like what I did was I had the money for the iPad, and I was just gonna, because I used my credit card to build up credit. I usually use it for gas and then bigger purchases. So I tried buying my iPad. Got a call from the bank asking if it was legit, and I said, yeah, it's legit. And they said, okay. Still got denied for some reason. Went back and forth. They were not letting me purchase it. So I'm like, fine, screw it. I'm just gonna use the money I have and just like you use someone else's credit card and just give them the money for it.
Did you happen to have did you put a block on your credit? Maybe you had like some kind of like fraud, and maybe they offered you like a free block. Maybe that's what's stopping it.
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it here pretty soon, but
yeah, I would if.
But but I don't use it very often, so
yeah. But you still need to know why it is, because it could be something else that's more beneath the surface, and you need to figure it out right now why that's going on.
True. You know I mean, well, it's kind of weird, but anyway, I will I'll get that figured out. That stuff is confusing, but I do look for ways to save money in all of this. So.
Yeah, I mean the credit card. I mean it gets a negative connotation because people abuse it. They spend that they don't have. But when you're using
people use it wrong.
Yeah, when you're using it right, you're getting like percentage back. They're basically giving you money back, and you can accrue that to buy gifts for Christmas and stuff. That's what I use. Doesn't come out of my end. And then when you have these welcome bonus, they're literally giving you 40% back on your purchase. So like, why wouldn't you take it? And it boosts your credit too. Every time you take out a card, as long as you don't do, I forget, it's like 3 or 4 cards per the year. I don't remember exactly what it is. It actually boosts your credit over the long run.
Yeah, it's like when I go get gas, I usually would pay with a credit card.
Yeah.
And then I would just immediately go into the app and just pay it off right then and there because I had the money for it. I'm just building up a credit score.
That's what you do. That's exactly what you do with the credit card.
Exactly what you're supposed to do. Yes. Yeah, it's just people think like, oh, cool, I have so much money I can use here.
No.
And then comes the bill.
Well, the thing is,
comes the bill.
Yeah, the thing with the credit card, you don't, even though you have a max limit, you don't want to get to the max limit because that goes against you because you have a high revolving credit history. you're basically
And then they
overcharged
come at
card. Yeah,
interest too.
the
Then they
interest
come
too.
at you with
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's best to like pay it off as you get it. Try not to keep a very big, more than 50% of the max limit is what you're
It's
trying
like
to stay away
I
from.
think it's like $20 to $30 whenever I fill my gas tank,
Right,
and then I just pay it off right away.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's like,
so like it adds up over time, but
yeah, it helps, man. It helps when you're boosting your credit. Like my credit score has never been higher. Just because I did
Mhm.
that, just bringing out, taking out new credit cards, getting a welcome bonus, just for that. You know,
yeah.
not like I did anything
You just
crazy.
don't want to. You just don't want to.
Yeah.
You just don't want to take out a new credit card when you've maxed out on a previous credit card.
No, you don't. Number one, like I said, you don't want to max it out. You want to keep it below 50% of the max. Yeah, you're going
So
to
many people
you're going to
do
hit
that.
you're going to hit your credit report bad.
Yeah,
because of that.
and then you get mountains and mountains of debt.
Yep. So
Debt is a scary thing.
but,
I've only ever been in
Mhm.
debt for one thing in my life, and that was my car.
Oh yeah, and that's paid off.
And a
so
microwave.
yeah,
And a microwave for my parents, but that's another story.
oh gotcha.
but yeah, but like a legitimate expense, my car.
Uh-huh.
That was like the biggest thing I've been in debt for in my life, and it's
Mhm.
something that's needed, but like
Mhm.
not fun, because I could be setting aside this monthly payment into savings and stuff, but I got to pay for something that I need. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine like spending so much money on a car, like with a credit card, and
Mhm.
getting useless stuff,
Mhm.
and then the day comes you have to pay for it, and like stuff could get confiscated to pay for it, and then you still have to pay something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
To get it back and all that.
How did we get to this part? We were talking about Nintendo.
It's money.
Conversation.
Always money. Always money, right?
It's fun because I'm not usually very good with conversations. This is part of the reason why it trails off onto other things. But there's still some good conversations, at least. But
no, when you talk about credit, like and stuff like that, there's ways to, what we're basically trying to say, there's a way to leverage credit in your favor. You know what I mean? Without having to abuse it. You know, and this is one of the examples.
Like my brother has a card that he uses, and he's still a student, so he gets a student cashback bonus.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, yeah. I think it's like 5%, if I'm not mistaken.
See, that's why they want, like when I started at college, that's the first thing they start you off as bank account with a credit card, and they know you're gonna run the bill up, you know, because you're just a young kid.
Well, that's the funny thing, he doesn't.
That's good, but I'm just saying on average, yeah, I know, I'm not saying he does, but I'm just saying like on average,
I know.
The young kids tend to, yeah, exactly. So they tend to run up the bill and not see the consequences. This is why they pitch it to you first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be I'm not as careful with my money as I should be, but I'm like, I know the dangers of the credit card.
Yeah. Yeah, but basically the moral of the story is there are ways around it. If there's something that you really like and you feel like it's unattainable, there are ways to like find ways to make it attainable. Like, and you just have to look at it from a different angle. And it maybe not like things like a lot of people, they just sit around, they just complain and they complain, but they don't like see, okay, how can I make the situation better in my favor? You know what I mean?
Like, do something, do what you can do about it.
Right, exactly. Like
there are opportunities.
Right. So I mean, if you don't like the $80 game for Mario Kart, then just wait for a sale. You know, it'll drop below, you know, the price that you want.
Yeah, and like I've been making money. I've been making money by doing stuff for my parents, like making a little bit of extra money here and there, so I can set it aside for the Switch. So
there you go. See,
it's like you can find things to do, like use your talents.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, so like I need to do some yard work actually. So now I just remembered.
Yeah.
It's been rainy here. That's my excuse.
Oh yeah, it's springtime for you guys. Yeah, going through.
Yeah, but I gotta cut the tall grass there before it starts sprouting up again.
Yeah, I better do it before it gets out of control.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, but I mean, like, going back to the Switch though.
Yeah,
like I am really excited for the console.
Yeah, me too.
Like the games that I was really, really hoping to see on there, like not on there at the moment, at least. Like really want Twilight Princess, but I feel like that'll come at some point. They've moved. They've got Wind Waker now.
Correct.
They just need to do Twilight Princess.
That's gonna come at a later time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
there's usually a direct in June. Maybe that'll be like an online launch title for Switch 2 that they have yet to announce.
It's a possibility. I would say all signs point to that.
It's like I'll look at the directs in June and September when they usually have those. So I'm disappointed I didn't see it this time, but at the same time, like I get the heavy feeling that we're gonna get it at some point.
Same in how I feel with Mario. Mario felt like they needed to have some representation because it's the 40th anniversary. So
they had the big Mario Kart game, but yeah, you're right.
Like a dedicated Mario game. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're planning something for the 40th anniversary.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why the June direct is going to be probably a Mario reveal.
Well, actually, you just made a good point. The first Legend of Zelda game came out in 1986. Next year's is the 40th and 30th. Gosh, time periods. 40th anniversary for Legend of Zelda. It's like they've got to be doing something big for that. Well, the movie will be coming out the year after, but like they've got to do something for next year for Zelda.
Yeah.
So maybe they're holding off Twilight Princess for next year.
Yeah, probably.
But the other big game I want to, because like like Red Dead 2 can run on the PS4. It's on the PS4. Meaning the Switch 2 can run and it can run Red Dead. So like they've got like that was a rumored title, and knowing that Rockstar ported the first game onto the Switch, like maybe they'll port the second game onto the Switch too.
Oh, I actually saw like some videos for it today. Like there's some like side missions I missed, but there's a lot of content still in.
Oh, really?
Game. Yeah.
You missed some side missions because were they like side encounters or side missions?
There's one where it's basically the treasure hunting maps, but actually this one sends you to a cellar where there's a serial killer like with his victims there.
Ooh.
It's very dark, man. I was like, I did not know that was there.
Oh, jeez.
It's so disturbing.
I didn't know the vampire was in that game. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff we have not seen, like in my playthrough or your playthrough still. Yeah.
I'm doing all right, Melody.
Doing good, Melody. How's everything?
Melody, I want to see you play Red Dead Redemption 2 at some point.
Hell yeah.
I want to see you riding a horse in that game. I want to see you accidentally hit a tree because it's bound to happen.
They need if this comes.
I remember telling you, CJ, right before you started that game. I said, just watch out, CJ. You're gonna run into a tree. Like it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Are you saying you? Are you saying you?
Melody needs to get the donkey. She loves the donkey. She's like very vocal, isn't he?
What'd you name Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Murphy, after Eddie
Freddie
Murphy.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. Oh, it's
because he plays Donkey in Shrek. So
you just gotta go steal it. You gotta beat an old lady with a stick to get it.
Oh my god! Did you see my encounter with her? Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah, you did. It's in the compilation. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I specifically put it in the compilation video because it was one of the best moments of that playthrough.
Were you on the live stream when that happened or no?
Oh yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were there. Hilarious.
I recorded it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was there to record it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I loved it. It was funny. The thing was, like, I was trying to figure out, where do I begin this clip?
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious.
So I just kind of began it at the moment because nothing really too funny happened, like leading up to it. But then once you left the house with her gun, that was when like the hilarity ensued. So I'm like, all right, we'll just start there.
Hey, I thought she was coming after me. That's my defense. So I was self-defense.
Yeah, no, she was coming after you. But no, I really would like to see Melody play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, for 100%. Like, and this is her chance, probably, most likely on the Switch too.
Melody, you can still go out and hunt wild horses. Like, you can catch yourself a wild horse. Like that, I was doing that in the first game.
Oh, nice.
Like there were some missions, like you had to break the horses. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, that's a quick game, by the way. Like if you're looking for quick games to get through, like that one should only That one should only take about 18 hours, roughly.
Oh, not too bad.
It took me about 20 hours. Like 18 to 20 hours, roughly, to finish that game, and that's not completing every side quest, so...
Yeah, there's a lot more to do in that game.
The side quests really aren't that rewarding, in my opinion. I did a couple of them. It really, like, I went through the entire game and only went to the store one time to buy more ammunition. Like, you get everything you need while you're out there.
Very true.
So it's like you could get through the whole story pretty easily. So
it's one of the best games of the last decade, or if not gaming. A lot of people put that as their number one.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is definitely it's number 3 for me in my top 3.
Yeah.
Not top 1 being Breath of the Wild, and then second Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, those are solid choices, man. I can't argue against those.
What's your top game? Top 3.
For
you
me,
can get back to me on it. Yeah.
I prefer, like, overall, like, just for my, like, just the value it's giving me. I'm basing this off of value. It's Team Fortress 2.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking Team Fortress 2. I love it to death. It's always a game I come back to. It's always
hey man, value, entertainment, whatever, like whatever is your go-to game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like when you're sitting there bored and you're like, I want to play my all-time favorite game.
Yeah.
Like I've been basically playing a lot of Tears because I'm trying to discover a lot more. Like I basically discovered just about everything in Breath of the Wild. Yep. It was just trying to find the Koroks at that point, which is tedious.
Well, now you have the app for the Nintendo Switch app, so you can.
Yes, that'll be nice.
Please turn right here.
Yes. Hopefully he gives better directions finding those double Koroks, like the one you have to carry to his friend.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they can figure it out. Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, those two games, like, they didn't end up panning out onto the Switch 2 yet, but that's all right. So but Final Fantasy VII Remake is one I'm gonna get for the Switch 2 at some point.
You'll love it. It's a good game. I like it.
I missed a bunch of you like when you were playing it.
Okay.
So like I've kind of thought like this game looks like fun, but at the same time I'm gonna struggle with this game.
Just think about the bill. The bills are like how you in the materia, like how you slot the materia, and makes a massive difference.
Yeah, I'm not good at that kind of thing.
Well, the beauty of the thing that there's areas where you can like the virtual reality thing with Chadley, like he has that there, so you can test things out there before you go off into.
That's true. Yeah, is that in the first one out of the trilogy?
Yeah,
like I know that's in Rebirth.
Yeah,
but I didn't know.
It's as Chadley has his VR missions in there as well. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was really liking the music in those games. That music was so good.
Square's been doing this for like 20-30 years. Like they know how to make banger songs.
Yeah, because I know Melody was saying she wants me to play Rebirth, and I'm like, well, I don't have a way to play it right now. But
with the Switch 2, you are, because from what they're sound from the trailer. I saw a trailer today for them announcing it officially, like by themselves. They said this they said it's one of 3 in the trilogy. So like they have plans for the Rebirth to come there and the third game. So we'll see.
Okay. So maybe production for the sequel to Rebirth is ongoing now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
that'd be nice. I want to see the end of that story.
Yep, that's gonna be. And they said they're gonna make it bigger and better than anything they've ever done for Square Enix. So
I'm just wondering, like, how are they gonna top the boss fight for Sephiroth in Rebirth? Like that was pretty insane.
Oh, they can. There's an attack he does. It's gonna blow your mind, and I'm not gonna spoil it here. I've seen it already. They can top it. Trust me.
Well, it's gonna take 2 hours just to fight him.
Well, that attack is gonna take like 10 minutes to like. I'm just kidding.
It's like. Yeah. Well, I'm just thankful that it doesn't put you all the way back at the beginning of the fight.
That's my
like
only,
when you lose there at the end. Because if it did that, I'd be like, no, I'm not finishing this game. No.
My gripe with how they do boss battles is that you have to beat him in a certain way, so it kind of disrespects how you put your characters together or your team together.
Yeah.
So you have to do like
That's what
yeah, Tifa was like the rock of my like the anchor for my team, and then Tifa's not in there. There goes like a good third of or more than third of my damage output is because she's not on the team, and that's ridiculous. I don't like when they do that. There's no way I know that's gonna happen other than me looking up spoilers. I don't like when they do that. Yeah.
They're probably trying to encourage you to get creative in how you
Right.
go forward with it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, no, that has the opposite effect. Like you still try to get creative, but
but you have to still play it how they want you to play it.
Yes.
So
exactly. Yeah. So that's what I mean when I say I'm going to struggle. Like I will find something that works, and then I will lose that system and have to start over from scratch. And it's like it'll just be a lot of trial and error that I'm thinking I may just have to look up like some presets or something. Like what are the best things to do?
Well, it's funny you mentioned presets. I think they could benefit if having presets for your materia build. You know what I mean? So you don't have to keep swapping out materia and spending like 30 minutes doing that crap.
I know. You know, half of your gameplay was just setting up the materia.
Right. You get
I was kind of sitting there going like, "Where's the fun in that?"
Because they keep changing characters around on the story. So what happens is you have to like basically treat the characters that are giving to you as healers. So you have to swap out materia to heal. Otherwise, you have no healing. So like So it's annoying.
I'm already not good. I'm already not good with the strategy aspect of that stuff. So like that, Melody has really been a huge help with Star Rail. Because like I would not have been able to figure out a lot of that stuff on my own. So I've got a general idea of what I'm doing now in that game, but sometimes I just have to go to her like, hey, can I get some help? still I'm gonna have to, but like it's sometimes like I'm doing bad enough that she's just like, all right, do this. Like that I don't even have to ask for help. So greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Melody. Thank you for also putting up with me.
She don't mind.
But no, I'm like you two are the better gamers here. Like me, I'm just like I'm a casual gamer. I'm not a pro. All right, well, thanks, Mel. All right, well,
that's too funny.
Fine, no gratitude for you then.
Not welcome.
See what I care, Melody.
Shots fired.
There's a lot of those fired. Like you should be around a lot more when we played Repo.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's never dull. It's always a lot of insults flying, but still have a good time.
Now Repo on the Switch too. I said it's possible.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Now we have a mouse. We can do it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting Ultimate Chicken Horse for the Switch. Now I can play it on the go. I feel like it would be better on the Switch, honestly.
I feel that's a good one. You have the touchscreen, right?
It's pretty cheap it's pretty cheap too. Like I think you can get it digitally, but like physical is only like $15. I think might be able to get it cheaper on eBay.
Wait, come to think of it, did they say the Switch 2 screen is touchscreen? Because I know it's touchscreen on the Switch, but did they confirm it's touchscreen on Switch 2?
I don't know. Hang on, let me look it up.
Now that I've mentioned it, like, is that gone away?
Maybe it's something that was automatically assumed.
Yeah, no one's really talking about that. Let me see this.
Touch screen. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Gotcha.
All right.
Oh. The Switch screen supports touch controls, but it can only be used in. Wait. Okay, so ask a developer. Volume 16, Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, as you may know, the Switch screen supports touch controls, but it can only be used in handheld mode until. Okay, so it sounds like
it's
pretty
going
vague
to be.
Yeah. Sounds like it's still got touch screen. So it just says the touch screen is not available when you've got it up to TV mode.
Well,
no
obviously,
kidding.
yeah.
So,
well, I would think so because if it's backwards compatible, then Yeah, you would have to have some games rely on the touchscreen, so like I would
Yes,
think yes. But
exactly. So,
they didn't explicitly said it in the direct, so that's why I had
well,
to question it. Yeah.
maybe they thought, well, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the same system, just
Okay.
upgraded. So,
Okay.
like, why would we? Like, I don't. I can kind of see how maybe they thought like people would assume there would be a touch screen. So, like I'll give them a pass on that one. I assumed there was a touch screen just until now, so it's like it's a fair question, but
right, exactly.
But yeah, let's see here. What were we talking about before that? I had something else I wanted to say on that.
Repo.
Repo, yeah. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Chicken Horse as well. So,
yeah.
I'm gonna look up to see how much a gently used copy costs on eBay.
Did they also say that like not only the Joy-Cons are gonna be working, but like what about like other mice? Can you like connect like Bluetooth mice or some other way to the
That's what I was saying back when they did the unveiling trailer. Like, I wonder if there's gonna be like a third-party company that just basically makes a mouse that connects like a Joy-Con.
Because it would be nice to have a scroll wheel, you know what I mean? Because some games require the scroll wheel like a repo. So.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
That'd be cool, yeah. Why is Ultimate Chicken Horse $30 on eBay? Why is there a $100 listing for it?
Hey, that's the physical tax, man. Literally.
Well, at least it makes sense here because the physical edition is $15 in the e-store, the eShop. I mean, so, yeah. But yeah, I'm just like I panicked for a little bit when I saw the key cards because.
Melody says Ultimate Chicken Horse Digital was on sale for like $2 or $3.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I was gonna get it too. Dang it. All right, well, I'll put it on my wish list, and then hopefully it'll notify me next time it's on sale. Because, man, I want to play that more with you, too.
For sure.
That was a fun game. But, like, I panicked a bit when I heard the game key cards, because I'm like, wait, you mean they're not physical anymore? It's all digital? Everything's digital? Because, like, my mind went back to March of 2023 when Nintendo shut down the eShop for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, everybody lost access to all their games unless they were downloaded on their DS.
Yeah.
So, and then once their DS just goes kaput, then they're like, they've lost all those games. Yeah. The Bite of 87. You still got to play that game, CJ.
What is that?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
like, don't get wrapped up in the lore. The lore is stupid. But like the gameplay, the gameplay of the first 5 games is really good.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's a simple point and click games. It's like, and Scott, I don't even know if Scott even knows what he's doing anymore, like with story, because like it's so unbelievably convoluted now that. And like people keep coming out with some of the most plausible explanations for what's going on. And Scott was like, "You're close, but so far." It's like, "Shut up, Scott."
Hey, he's just designing stuff for kids, so I guess it doesn't.
Well, back when it came out, like the lore legitimately was interesting. It's just that it's gotten so out of hand now that it's just like, no more lore. It's like I like the games. I think they're nice. But I'm not a huge fan of those games. But I think they're cool because they redefined the point and click horror genre.
Yeah.
But it's like they've just become parodies of themselves at this point.
Yeah.
Like the first, like the big open, the first free roam Five Nights at Freddy's game that came out, I had no interest in playing it.
You had a free roam game?
Yeah, it's called Security Breach. I think they're working on Security Breach 2 right now, but you're basically wandering around a Pizzaplex. It's a mall, a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria mall. The game was so broken at launch, and it's still broken. I don't know if you know the company Steel Wool.
No, explain it to me.
Yeah, they're I guess they're a little bit of a startup company, but like their games are usually broken at launch. So I don't have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel for early access.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't early access. No, it was full release.
Oh, but it's just a
That's
buggy
the problem.
mess.
It was full release and the game was broken. Yes. I mean, it was playable, but there were parts like you're supposed to hide from the animatronics sometimes, and somehow they would glitch into the hiding place and get you.
Early access masquerading as a full game. Test this.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, like I had no interest in it, but like the first 5 games were completely developed by Scott Cawthon by himself on a laptop.
Jeez.
Like the first game took him 6 months to make. The second game, 2 months. He completed it in 2 months. Because the third game, I think he finished. What?
Yeah, third game you're saying?
Third game, I think he started that in like December of 2014 and finished it in March of 2015. So
nice.
Yeah, he completed 4 games in less than 1 year.
Jeez. Yeah, I know he was like pumping them out. I remember like, oh, there's another one already. Like, damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 through 4. Like the first FNAF game came out in August of like late August of 2014. I think it was August 24th or 25th. And then no, I think it was August 11th, and then Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out August 8th the following year.
Yeah.
And they had no issues with them really when they first came out. Like no bugs or anything. Like the games were fully functional. Sister Location took him over a year to make because there was an awful lot going on in that game. So like it was different than just sitting in an office every night, like in the previous games. So that was a pretty good game too. There was one level that was really not designed too well. It's really, really difficult, but like overall, like the game was pretty good.
So do you recommend playing it on like a laptop or a tablet?
Definitely PC. Definitely PC. Like that you could play it on your tablet. It's pretty easy on the tablet as well, but like it's made for the computer, honestly, because like you're on security monitors. Like you want to kind of it feels like you're actually looking at security cameras on your computer.
Yeah.
So it feels more immersive on the laptop. And like the first game is super cheap. It's only like $5 and it goes on sale for $2.50. The other games are $8. So that's the tricky thing. But like the first one is pretty cost effective, and you could beat that game in one stream potentially.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Maybe 2. The fifth night is kind of I can get, like, if you know what you're doing, you can get from nights 1 to 4 pretty easily. The fifth one is a little bit difficult. So
run out of energy and you can't close the door anymore and you're dead.
Yeah, or they manage to get in before you can act.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because sometimes because as the nights progress, they get faster.
Oh, jeez. It's a great gameplay loop, I have to admit. It's really good.
It is really, really good. Just don't pay too much attention to the lore.
I wouldn't doubt.
Like if Scott doesn't even want to talk about like the full lore yet, it's like I don't even want to hear it.
He just he just knows that it's not meant to make sense. So.
Yeah, either there is something, like he's claiming there's something very obvious that we've missed completely.
Oh, maybe.
And like either he's right and we've completely missed something that explains everything, or he's just pulling it all out of his butt at this point. To try to keep it intriguing.
Maybe.
Which nothing against him for wanting to do that, but it's just like if people are getting fed up at this point. So like YouTube still randomly recommends me videos from people who do the stupid thumbnail thing where they've got the arrow pointing to something that's already in a circle. It's just like that stupid stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm not interested. It's dumb at this point.
Clickbaity, kind of like.
Exactly.
thumbnails.
Yeah. Mhm. So it's just like if it's here we are. The franchise is 10 years old. 11 years this August will be how old the franchise is, and he's
Jeez.
still like at this point. Just tell us what's going on.
No, he's like, give me money first.
Man, he's not even making the games anymore.
He doesn't have a
Yeah,
licensing deal or like anything like, or any
he still
royalties from it. Got
he
to.
still owns the franchise.
Yeah.
He just is the development. Like he's made so much money.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like there's other companies making games for him. He still has a role in the development of them. Heck, he's working on the movies as well. He's very closely attached to the movies.
I heard they were pretty good.
Yeah, well, the teaser for the second one just came out a week ago.
Oh, for real?
And
Nice.
Yeah, and the first one, it was not the best movie, but it was a very enjoyable movie. Like yeah. I was just mesmerized that they were actual animatronics. Very, very, very little CGI was used. I can only think of 2 scenes in particular that CGI were used. Everything else was real functioning animatronics.
That's good. They didn't cheap out. That's
yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they made a lot of money. Like it cost like $20 million to make that movie, and it grossed over $300 million, I think.
Melody says my life is CGI. What does that mean?
I don't know. There's too much CGI all over the place now.
Oh no.
I love practical effects.
Yeah, it shows you care when you do stuff like that, and it's timeless when you do that. If you do CGI all the time, eventually that CGI gets outdated and it looks dated at a certain, if not done implemented right though.
I was legit just watching. Yeah. No, Melody.
Yes,
no.
Read Berserk. Oh. I agree.
No, all I needed to look at was one panel, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I need to read this.
Oh, geez, I think I know what you saw.
I'm a good little Christian boy.
Oh, it gets worse from there, buddy. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, I know. I was like Melody specifically recommended I look at one that was not the worst.
Oh Lord,
and
Melody.
Like, oh, that's a little bit.
Melody, you gotta break him in easy. You can't just go 0 to 60 like that, man.
No, she didn't go 60. She showed me a bad one, but not one of the worst.
Oh, okay,
ones.
Gotcha.
And even that one was a bit much. It was the horse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone sees the horse.
Yeah.
Check there was so much Huntsman in the repo map.
Yeah, I did watch. Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 huntsmen just wandering around the map.
I'm ready for them.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were there. Was it last night or something? A few nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got shot in the face by the huntsman. Melody revived me, and I thought the huntsman was gone. So I turned around and I said, "Oh, thank you." I got blasted in the face by it, and then I turn around and get blasted again right in front of her too.
I was in the match, but I wasn't in the same room. I was like,
okay, yeah, I was hearing her trying not to laugh. It was so funny. Oh, those moments are so priceless.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these games, you know, those random moments that you don't see coming.
Melody, you should record the sessions that we do and then just put together a funny moments montage.
Put them as shorts, man, on your like channels, man. It'll get a lot of traction, something like that.
Yeah, I might try 100%. To do that.
Yeah.
Because then what I could do is like if I get nothing, I can just scrap the footage. But like then if I get something, I can at least clip it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You can always set like whatever recording software, you can do like backtracking, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Set it to do like 5 minutes or something.
I just really need 2 monitors so I can see OBS while I'm doing stuff.
You could set OBS. It's OBS you're using the record. So yeah, if you set a macro to the record button, there's a backtrack that you can set to whatever amount of time you want. Like say 2 minutes, a minute, 5 minutes. And you press the button on your macro, it'll record the last, interval of time you set for it.
Okay.
That's how I do it for shorts and stuff like that. I
I need to learn how to do that. Yeah.
I can tell you right now. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick.
Well, if you can tell me, but like I won't remember.
That's fine, but get in your head. Like just get an idea and that
sure.
it's there.
Yeah, I can.
So
I can kind of get in my head. But yeah, I'm kind of looking to kind of branch out. Like you and Melody are beating me at viewership right now, and I'm not hurt by that. I'm actually very happy for you too. But I'm just kind of like, man, why is nobody checking me out? Only family and friends.
What is your how is your tags and stuff like that? How do you research your tags?
I don't know if I have any tags actually. I think I put in hashtag TOTK.
Okay, hashtag in the description. What about the tag itself, like in the metadata?
I think I put it in the metadata as well.
Okay.
Well, I might have to do some tweaking.
Well, you just got to remember too, tiers, like when I started it was still within a year of release. So there was still a great deal of interest. So it's kind of waned in a bit. Yeah. That's why I was wondering, like, I thought you were going to wait until like the Switch 2 comes out and you're going to play it there. Like that's where you would probably get views because people are going to want to see how it differs to Switch 2. The original Switch, and you're probably going to get a lot of views because people are going to see, okay, is this more improved? Like how much more improved? They can come to your stream.
I was actually thinking of doing Breath of the Wild on Switch 2.
Either one's fine. So you have both of them still.
I'm thinking about it though. I'm still thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like we weren't sure. We weren't for sure like if they were going to be doing a remaster of those games when I started Tears of the Kingdom. So. So like I just decided to start it because Melody wanted to see it. She kind of like she's been working on it, playing it, and she asked me to kind of play it too, so she could kind of get a little bit of a walkthrough.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, sure, I'll play through it again. Like I'm definitely down to play through it again. That's a fun game.
Okay, MC for the replay. It's called replay buffer in OBS. So you go to output, right? Then you go all the way to the far right. It says replay buffer. You can set the time there, okay? So you can set how long it is. I put mine for 2 minutes, so it's going to be in seconds. So it's 120. Whatever minutes just converted to seconds, that's all. And then you go to hotkeys, and then you see where's the replay button, the hotkey section for the replay buffer. Just find that, set it to a key that you don't normally use all the time on stream. And then whenever you have a moment, then press that button and it should automatically record.
Well, I probably won't stream the sessions. It's more so like recording the sessions.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever you're recording. Yeah, whenever you're recording or whatever you're doing, whether you're just playing it outright or you were streaming.
Yeah,
you set that we don't have to keep recording and using up your hard drive space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because my computer, like the Switch game, the game itself is running on a separate console, and it's just getting captured by the capture card. So I'm saving disk space to run the game separately.
Yeah.
Because I can't run much on my laptop. So I felt like if I tried to stream a PC game from my laptop would suddenly catch fire. So
yeah.
So I kind of just like I'm just sticking with the consoles. Like I could hook up my Xbox to that capture card and play on that too, but
I mean, it's essentially the console is like a 2 PC streaming setup. You have one that's rendering the encoding the stream, and then the other one's playing it. So you have to look at it like that. So it's good,
and
for
it
you.
works for me right now.
Yeah,
it works.
100%.
Now I've got plenty of games I can play right now to stream.
Yeah,
like I'm really looking forward to playing Fantasy Life with you and Melody. I'm gonna stream that one for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping you and Melody will stream your perspectives as well.
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Get a bunch of different perspectives.
Yeah, I love streaming on the Switch and the consoles because it's less taxing on my PC. Like when I run a PC, when I stream a PC game, it depends on the PC game. If it's an older title, it's no problem because it has the hardware to kind of like do both.
Yeah.
But newer stuff, it stutters, so.
Yeah. Well, my laptop is not very old. It's like 2 years old, I think. I think I got it refurbished, but it was but it was new, like a new laptop, but it was used at one point and then refurbished pretty quickly. So But it still runs really, really well. It's not made for gaming in particular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It can run more than it's a more powerful laptop,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like a gaming laptop. So it does a really good job running like indie games, but like the AAA games it will not run.
Yeah, because you need like a GPU that's dedicated to run those games. Because that's how
exactly, yeah. But like I'm just like blown away at Repo. Like the storage, the whole file is less than a gigabyte, and it runs like I feel like I'm running on a gaming PC with that game.
It's an interesting point you made, because with the cost of potentially looming of an increase on video games here, like going to $80, you're going to see probably a big resurgence in indie titles as a result. Yeah. I have that feeling that's going to be where everything's going to be at right now.
You just made me think of something, by the way. Like, you know how we were just talking about like the prices for the video games, like they should be different for digital and physical.
Yeah.
Like there's another factor too. Like it's like you're claiming like here's a way you could bypass the tariffs with your games. Like lower the price digitally. like it's like you're not going to have to pay a tariff for a digital game.
They may have to. I mean with the I don't I go back as like why is it $80 digitally for Mario Kart when you're giving it away for $50? It should be $50 on digital, you know, like that would spur more people to digital.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've heard that the tariffs are for like goods in particular. Like,
yeah.
Like it can be computers and things. Like I wouldn't think like something that could be transmitted over the internet but you'd have to pay a tariff for it.
There's no tariff on the digital good. That's why I think it's going to lean in the future.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it makes them paying more for the physical because you have to ship it.
Yeah.
But like digital, like why are they the same price?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like that's why it needs to be cheaper. You're not spending on manufacturing, not doing tariffs or anything.
Exactly. Like,
it needs to be cheaper. That is a little greedy, I think, you know. So
yeah, it's like so I was like that's why I'm kind of skeptical. It's like yes, the tariffs are playing a bit of a role here, but like at the same time, I'm like in the lead up to April 2nd. Like he had been talking about imposing all of these. Like he specifically said reciprocal. So you basically had an idea of how much they were going to be. He said, and he ended up only charging them half of what they charge us. Like for example, like a country's charging 60. I can't remember exactly which country it was. This is just the number that comes up in mind because it was a lot of them. Like a country was charging us a 68% tariff. We charged them a 34%. So it's like even then it ended up being a little bit better than what he was saying. Because I was kind of thinking, like, well, wait a minute. Like, he said it was going to be reciprocal, so it's going to be, like, the same as what they were charging us, but it's only half.
Well, they did it on that side, but then there's another flip side to that. Like, why are they, like, charging the hell out of, like... Well, there's
also a 20%.
They tariffed the hell out of, like, Vietnam. And the thing is, like, Vietnam doesn't tariff us a lot, so why was that such a big disproportionate amount for Vietnam? You know what I mean? Like if it is reciprocal.
I think I saved the numbers actually on my phone here.
So the thing is when it's like it's based off like how much like exports or imports that are like coming through if there's a lack of it, then you know they charge more based off the lack of imports. They want Vietnam to import more, so that's why they tariff them more. It's not really that it was like reciprocal. You know, but they're a smaller country. Like, what more do you want them to import?
Well,
you know
I know I know a lot of stuff is made in Vietnam, like a lot of computer stuff. So,
but the thing is, like they said, it was reciprocal. But why is it that they're tariffing the hell out of like Vietnam? You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. So.
Yeah, I will admit I don't know absolutely everything about these. Like I'm kind of learning about this.
No,
I know that
100%.
I do know know that we were a tariff. Like our country did run on tariffs up until 1913.
Mm-hmm.
So So it seems to me like he's trying to get back on a similar structure we were on before, like the income tax was put in. So whether or not he's able to pull it off, we'll just have to see. But like that seems to be what he's trying to do here.
It's concerning because like if they're saying like 1913, that's how it was. The government's a different beast today than what it was in 1930.
Yes.
It's so much more larger in scope and size now that terrorists back then probably could have funded it, but it's more than that now. So it's like it's got to come from somewhere else than just tariffs.
Well, he is trying to fire a lot of people right now too.
Yeah,
so, like completely cleaning house out there. So, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you need to like get rid of waste and stuff like that, sure. That you feel like it's being wasteful, then go ahead by all means. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in 3 months. The stock market, I don't know. Like you would think, like with him doing what he's doing, if they felt very confident, then why the stock market didn't like reflect that? You know, they feel skeptical.
Well, they jumped when he got rid of all of them except the ones on China.
Yeah, but they gave back a lot of some of the gains, like last 2 days now. So it's like, do they really feel confident? I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. So
the thing is, I think a lot of this stuff is being gamed against us anyway. So
yeah.
So I think okay. Let's just think about this for a moment. Like if things are gonna change for good, sometimes you have to go through some pretty rough moments in order to get to a good thing. So that's kind of my mindset right now. It's like we'll just have to see how it all, like there's nothing we can really do but just kind of sit back and watch, see what happens. But I'm like, well, we have to go through a little bit of pain, but if it's going to be worth it in the end, then so be it.
And I think why a lot of people are kind of like upset too of it, because a lot of times like they weren't like upfront that this was going to happen. You know, they knew that he was going to tariff them, but they didn't say there's going to be pain involved. You know, that was never mentioned. Yeah. So they should have been a little upfront with that. And that's, you got to set expectations. You see what happened with the Switch? When you don't set expectations and you don't be upfront and transparent, people run rampant and they make their own logic and whatnot. So you have to be upfront. Like if you're, like say for the medical field, like whenever you're diagnosed with something, you have to be upfront and tell the patient what to expect here. Can't hold anything back, you know? So they know how to like to live and how to plan ahead, you know? So I think the same concept should apply on a lot of things. Just be more transparent upfront. You know?
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you. I'm still also trying to find the tariff numbers here, which I thought I saved them, but I guess I didn't. But I know where to find them. I just need to find them.
No, all good. Don't worry about it. It's probably outdated anyways. It's probably in 90 days. It's going to be a different number anyway. So.
Yeah. So. Well, just kind of looking at what they were when he announced them on the 2nd.
Yeah.
Never mind. Telegram doesn't want to load now. All right. Well.
All good. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, overall, like I'm not too upset by the whole Nintendo. I'm more so upset that they weren't too descriptive where they could have been and upfront with their prices. But it's nothing to lose your head over, really.
No. It's at the end of the day,
And honestly, you don't have to buy it. That's the thing. Like, if you don't like the price, you don't have to buy it.
You sound like Don Matrix from like Xbox. The thing,
it's true.
Here's the thing.
It's true.
This is, and maybe they shouldn't have said. Doug Bowser shouldn't say what he said, because even though he's not saying like, oh, a lot of people misconstrue that he's saying like, oh, you're poor, don't stick with the Switch One. I don't think he meant to come off like that. But
no, it's more so like there are people, like the people that are complaining about it, about the price, like the vast majority of those people, yes, and there are, like, I agree, there are some issues with some of the prices, but it's like the people that are being the loudest and the noisiest about it
is getting the traction,
are the ones who, like, a lot of those people spend a lot of money on things like Starbucks drinks and stuff. Like you could have cut Starbucks out of your life for a few months, and you would have had the money needed to buy the console.
Yeah,
because
probably,
Starbucks is that expensive.
When people get in a certain routine, it's hard to break that routine. It's part of
but it's
their
like you spend $10 to $15 every day on a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
it's like you wonder why you don't have enough money to buy it. But yeah, anyway, no, it's not because I should clarify what I'm saying. It's not. It's like if you don't like the price, don't buy it. It's more so like it's like if you have the money to buy it, but you're spending it on other things,
that's maybe not a necessity.
You have no right. You have no right to complain about the price.
Yeah, of course. I 100% agree with that.
That's what I meant. That's what I was thinking when I said that.
You reminded. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see a lot of people on YouTube complaining about these prices, and I'm looking in their background of their setup, and they've got thousands of dollars worth of figurines and game shelves, and I'm like, you realize you have no argument for this? Like, you're spending money on this stuff. It's like, and let's be honest, you're gonna buy it anyway.
Probably.
Because like I see your shelves back there. It's like the only time I will legitimately listen to people complaining about the price is the people who really can't afford it. Like a lot of people in the comments for these videos are complaining about not being able to get it because like I'm having trouble affording rent right now. And it's like stuff like that is really bad right now. Rent is expensive. So things like that, trying to live, like cost of living right now is really high right now. So a lot of people are saying like, I can't afford to get the console right now because I'm trying to afford to live. So it's like, those are legit concerns. So
yeah, you reminded me of something. Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah. So like, what Doug Bowser was saying, like he shouldn't have said it the way he did, but I kind of understand what he's saying, but at the same time, he could have rephrased it another way because the way how he's saying it is like, oh, we have this thing over here, but if you can't afford it, we have this other thing in the past, but that thing is going to be obsolete. So what he should have said is we feel very confident about the system. We're going to be looking into different SKUs or potentially different price points for getting more customers like involved in the ecosystem for Switch 2. And we're exploring that right now at this moment. And we've heard you, and we're gonna look into that. You know, and just leave it at that. You know, like didn't have to like.
It's a tricky thing to say. Yeah. I will give him. I will also give him credit. It is a very tricky thing to say to come across because if you say it wrong, it comes like it is one of those phrases that can mean two different things, just depending on how you say it is the way it will go.
Right.
English is fun, where you just say certain things, but depending on how you say it, it can mean a completely different thing. So,
when it comes to pricing, I mean, my brother brought up this, like, I never even thought of it this way. My brother was the one that like figured this out. So he's like, why don't they just do what they did with the Switch, not the Switch, but the Nintendo 3DS? Instead of giving you the dock, which is like $110, the charger, why not just give you the handheld itself with the Joy-Cons for the price minus the dock and the charger, right?
They could do that, yeah.
You're talking like $310. That's cheaper than the OLED. You know what I mean? So that's another way to like get people on board. Like $310 for a brand new console that is like almost PS4 Pro in some situations, like in portability. Why not give them that option? You had it for the 3DS. Why not do it here as well? You know,
seriously.
That would be a good price point. Yeah, I mean,
but I'm just like I'm looking at this. Like their new CEO isn't very bright, apparently. So
you're talking CEO for Nintendo of America or the overall?
No, overall.
He's a business guy. He's not, like I said, Iwata. Iwata was with HAL Laboratories with Kirby. So he's a gamer at heart. So he's gonna try to do things for the gamer. On this guy, he's like an EA guy, man. He lives and breathes numbers. He just bean counters. So.
Yeah, and it's people like that that really wreck the gaming industry.
Oh yeah, yep. Look what they did to EA. EA used to be an amazing company. Like they've nickel and dime EA. They've like tried to like.
I give you a better example. Ubisoft is in shambles right now.
Yeah, I saw what they said. That was so dumb.
Like they're even worse off than EA. Like Like their company, like they're talking about declaring bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Like it's bad over at Ubisoft, and they did it to themselves. So
the thing what irks me about Ubisoft is they would come out with this incredible like gameplay trailer. It gets you hyped. Yeah, they did that for Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is the first trailer with him in Chicago is one of the best trailers I have ever seen in my life. Everyone who's probably seen that probably know what I'm talking about. But man, the game we got was not that. And that is the problem I have with Ubisoft. They promised the moon and then they like downgrade the game and it's not what it is. You know?
They overly promise things, yes.
Crazy, man.
You do not get what is shown.
I do say one thing. One good memory that I have from Ubisoft is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. They unveiled that. Yeah, they unveiled that on like I will never forget this. They unveiled this on that game on April Fools. We thought it was an absolute joke. And then they realized it was an actual game. And it is one of the best games. If you've ever watched like any old school action 80s movie, that is the game for you because man, it is bad. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, the spin-off game, the standalone game, it is such a very good game for what it is, and it just does not take itself seriously. It's so good. Oh my god.
I might have to check it out. Yeah.
Oh, I love that game to death. The final mission is so good.
Parody. It's basically a parody game that ended up being better than their mainline games.
Parody game, correct. That parodies like action 80s movie with like the aesthetics, everything like that. It's so good.
That sounds like my kind of thing.
You would love it. If you watch Predator, you have to play that game. I mean,
I love Predator.
Yeah,
I love Predator.
You would love the beginning. I won't spoil it, but it's like it'll put a smile on your face.
All right, I'll definitely check it out.
The thing, they can make good games. They have Rayman Legends. I think is one of the most beautiful side scroller I've ever seen. They can do good stuff.
They have,
but I don't know why they have to nickel and dime the customer and like pull back on their promises. You know, they can't do that.
That's like I was closely tracking the Star Wars Outlaws debacle.
Yeah,
like I think that was Ubisoft that made that game. But like I was watching that because I could tell from a mile away that game was going to be a failure. One because it was Ubisoft. Two, because Star Wars is a disaster right now.
So I take it you're not getting for the Switch 2, right?
Oh heck no! Like I thought, I was thinking, what are they thinking? That's going to be like the biggest failure on the Switch 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a month after that game came out, there were barely 100 people playing it on Steam. I kid you not.
Yeah.
It was an absolute disaster for that game. They did not meet their sale goal at launch at all. I don't think they even made half of what they wanted to. It's like people were not pre-ordering the game.
I think Disney screwed this up massively.
The people that got it, surprise, surprise, they got a broken game to the point where it was actually unplayable at one part in the game.
When you take over an IP owned by a hated company, only to like have that company who's making the game also a hated company, like it's not going to end well. So
it was a perfect storm just waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And EA, I don't like to give them much credit either. Like they've done an okay job with their with the Star Wars games they made. But like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, I hear are really good games.
Yeah.
I haven't played them yet. Those are like their flagship games.
Yeah.
Like Battlefront 1 and 2 remakes, not bad. They're really heavy. Like their loot crate system is really, really bad. It's like you can't play online because they really don't do anything against hackers. So you have to just do co-op mode where you play. You can team up with your friends and play against bots. That's pretty much it. Okay, and that's really fun. But like online, it's just overwhelmingly just full of hackers and people who are just too good at the game. You are unable to play it at all. So like I'm able to play. Like I went into Team Fortress 2 the first time being scared like I was gonna have that experience just minus the hackers. But I was actually doing okay for what I would expect to be. So I'm like going, okay, so I wasn't the problem in Battlefront 2. It was just people hacking.
Yeah, if you don't support the game and that runs amok, then you're screwed.
Yes.
It's the death of the game.
Story mode in Battlefront 2 was mediocre at best, but it was not bad, but it wasn't great. So, but even EA could like make something decent.
Yeah.
But even then they weren't. Even then they weren't like amazing. Like I was like that was all over them or anything. But like Outlaws was just something about that game. Like when I was like. That game looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be inspired by Red Dead, believe it or not. Like Red Dead. Like you're paying almost $100 for that game.
Yeah.
I think it's like $90 for that game.
Terrible.
And like when it launched, it's probably cheaper now, but like when that game came out, like it was basically like Red Dead meets sci-fi. And like you get these very vibrant cutscenes in Red Dead. The cutscenes are just people standing very still talking to each other, and then when they walk, they've got that generic walking animation. It's not like a fluid walking it looks bad.
It did basically minimum work and just to get it done. That's it.
Yes, it was just like they clearly had that thought, like they'll buy it because they're Star Wars fans. They're stupid. They'll buy anything we put out that we slap Star Wars on. Turns out that's not the case.
Hey, say what you want about The Last of Us, like story-wise for part 2. Yeah, it could have been better, but you can't deny the gameplay is top tier.
I haven't even seen the first game yet, dude.
Really?
I saw like I kind of was watching gameplay of it when it first came out, and I got a little bit bored of it a while back. Like this was back when the first game came out.
Okay.
I saw like the opening and then a little bit into the game, like I would say maybe about an hour into the game.
How much of the story do you know for the first game?
I would say like definitely like the prologue.
Okay.
With Joel and his daughter.
Okay.
And then maybe about an hour into the game after that.
Okay.
So, but I don't remember. I remember the prologue, but I don't remember anything afterward.
Prologues is fantastic storytelling.
Yes, the prologue is really good.
Yeah.
And then I guess the game kind of gets off to a slow start, if I had to guess. Maybe that's because that's probably why I lost interest or something. I don't know. I don't remember why I lost interest. Maybe I'll enjoy it more now that I'm older.
Yeah. Well,
I think, when did that game come out?
2013, I want to say.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have the best attention span back then.
Yeah, all good. And yeah, we're in a zombie like art for gaming. There was like so many zombie games. People were like fed up with them, and then that one comes out at the end of it.
So yeah, maybe I'll go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
Or heck, I might even try to play it potentially.
I started on the PlayStation 3, but at the time, like I was so burnt out of zombie games because I was playing a lot of Left 4 Dead. There's a lot of other zombie games that people were playing. And I was like, oh god, not another zombie game. And I put it down, and it's not until like the PlayStation 4 where they released the original remastered of the first game that put it at 60 frames per second. I played on PlayStation 4, and I'm like, holy shit. This is one of the best games. I couldn't stop playing it. I started in the morning and I couldn't put it down until like late in the night. It was that good. I just had to know what happened next.
Yeah.
It's that good. Once it gets you, like it sinks its claws into you and you can't escape.
I'll definitely check it out.
Oh,
definitely.
Good,
I was very highly rated. Yes, the first game.
Yeah.
Second game though, like there are some things in that game that I know about that I'm just like I might just skip on the second one. Honestly,
it's
like I could.
Yeah, it's a very divisive game.
I could go into a little bit. Some of it I don't want to go into it on stream or anything.
Yeah, I don't know who's haven't played from who to. I don't want to like be a spoiler.
But like I know, isn't there like a sex scene in it?
It kind of is, but they don't really show you anything really. Honestly.
Usually, well, that's the thing. Like, is it between the same gender? Is where I have an issue. Like, I think I heard there was like a
not
lesbian make scene?
it's a makeout scene, but there's no like intercourse. You know what I mean? Like it's not graphic, so don't worry about it.
That's I don't like to look at that kind of stuff, to be honest.
That's fine.
It's that like as a like I just that's just like that's the kind of stuff I avoid. So like so I'm proud that's just one of the reasons, honestly. I won't get too far into it, to be honest. I'll tell you a little bit more about it some other time. But but yeah, like the first game, I'm all for playing that game. I haven't heard of anything like that in that game, but yeah, like I do want to play. I do want to check out the first one because it's so highly rated.
It's a good game. It's one of my favorites. It's like definitely in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. It seems like one of those games where it like impacts your life. It's kind of like how Zelda and Red Dead impacted me. So
yeah,
like those games in particular, because all three of those games I played in a pretty rough patch in my life. So like they had a huge impact at the time when I played them. So hence why they're so high up.
Yeah, that's we've all been there. That's why like I picked TF2. A similar situation for me. Like it's always a game that's always meant a lot to me, and at certain times in my life that it's not really good. So that's why I kind of have a soft spot for Team Fortress 2 as a result of that. So I'm just now seeing Melody's comment, which is saying I should make some products and call it MCEO. I like this idea. I talked about if I get to a point in my streaming career, if I start getting pretty popular, I want to put out some merch. Yeah,
I'm going to embrace the foot beer at some point. Like I will put a foot in a beer emoji on a shirt. I told W like I will send him a shirt.
That's too funny.
Send him a shirt that's signed, like for keeping it going. Like that will be like that's part of my lore. So like I'm not annoyed by it. I'd like to pretend I am, but yeah, like I have that in mind. It's not like a priority, but it's like if I get to a point where I'm doing well and I could basically come out with merch, I'd do that.
Perfect. All right, man. I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. We're into Minecraft time now, so I'm probably gonna like get ready for that.
All right, sounds good. Oh, were you gonna do Firewatch tonight instead, or do you
probably
want to do
not? I'm just gonna go straight in because I would have to start and stop like 3 times for tonight, and I don't want to do that to the channel.
No, that's fair. So. Yeah,
I can do it tomorrow. I can finish off tomorrow and start something else tomorrow.
Alrighty, sounds good. Yeah, I missed last week, so can't wait to see what you did.
Okay.
I popped in a couple times real quick to see what was going on.
Yeah. I remember.
But I saw you were clearing out some stuff around the
in the front we did. Yeah. The entrance.
I'm probably gonna focus on chopping down some more trees.
Okay.
So we can build Melody's base.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what you said is basically like create like a barrier around the mansion and then like go from there.
Yeah, because I really want to see what she does.
Yeah.
I want to use her base because got a little bit excited about the mansion. I'm gonna be honest about that. And I'm like, oh right, yeah, no, Melody's design. Yeah, we got to do that. Cool.
Gotcha.
Burn it all. Burn it all.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll catch you in a bit.
Melody, please join us.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. All right, that's it for now. I'll be back next week. We're gonna start Minecraft right now, just to wind down the week. I usually do this to like calm down, and then tomorrow I'm gonna re-enter Firewatch and then hopefully finish the game. I don't know how much time is left, so probably go from there. All right, guys.
I probably not too much longer.
All right, man. Yep. See you in a bit.
Alrighty.
All right. Peace.
Don't you want to? You want to stay in the chat instead, since we're gonna be in voice chat in the game?
I'm gonna like set up stuff right now, and then I'm gonna go downstairs and like dump some things off, and I'll be right back.
Okay, gotcha. No problem.
All right then. All right.
Alrighty, I'll catch you here in a bit then.
All right, catch you later. Peace out.